Welcome to the stream. I'm Tandy. Today we got a special one for you. I'm back on my Pioneer bullshit. And today we're going to be playing a little bit of Mean Mighty Green. This is Mono Green Devotion with a little bit of juice added. We're playing 2 copies of the Might Stone and Weak Stone. Ignore the Urza Planeswalker stuff. We're not melding. We're just casting the Might Stone and Weak Stone as a 5-mana artifact. The modes are draw 2 cards, or target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn. You can spend tap it for 2 colorless mana. They can only be spent to cast non-artifact spells. They can only be spent to cast artifacts or activated abilities, basically. So we're going to be using that to cast things out of the sideboard, but mostly we're going to be using it to activate Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. They never said you couldn't use Might Stone, Weak Stone to activate Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx, so that's what we're going to do. This is just kind of a split card, kill something or draw 2. It's going to be nice for dealing with things like Shieldred, other mid-sized creatures, you know. We were playing Sky Sovereign before. Sky Sovereign is still good, but it doesn't kill Shieldred. And I think Might Stone, Weak Stone having that split nature of being able to kill something, also activating the Nykthos is pretty sweet. We do still have 1 copy of the Sky Sovereign in the sideboard, as well as a 3rd Might Stone, Weak Stone. So we still have things to tutor for Karn. The main deck is almost set in stone. I think 47-ish cards are pretty set, maybe, or 57, maybe 56 if you don't count the second Beseiju. But most people are playing 2 Beseiju now. 8 Elves, 4 Oath, 4 Wolfalo. Yo, Disposable Hero! Thanks, Kyle. Says, hope you had a good holiday. You too, man. It was really nice. Me and Callie, we hung out at home, had a nice little Christmas at home, and then we did phone calls with a bunch of the family last night. That was nice. The rest of the deck though is mostly just set in stone. Is mostly what I want to see. Like these 3 and 1 Beseiju are like the only split cards. Like you can just choose whatever you want to be in that spot. People are currently playing Nicol Bolas Dragon God because if your opponent Karn Stonebrains you, you can still use Nicol Bolas to copy their Karn. I wouldn't even mind seeing a second Nicol Bolas in the deck for that reason alone. Now, if your opponent has Karn and you have Nicol Bolas to Karn, none of your artifacts activate, so you have to get something that blows up the Karn. So your Cityscape Leveler is going to be the newest addition to the sideboard. We also have potential for Woodcaller Automaton, a giant fatty that can untap Nykthos, or just make a huge monster to attack with haste, which is nice. I get this for X=4 a lot of times on the prototype. Haywire Might's been an incredible addition to the sideboard. You get a 1-mana creature to block with off Karn when you have 5 mana that can gain you 2 life in a pinch, or it can just be a really cheap disenchant. We're playing 1 Stonebrain and 1 Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere is so good against Lotus Field, and Stonebrain is almost as good, but not quite. And Damping Sphere is more immediate, which is the important part. We still have the Chain Veil combo. We still have Pestilent Cauldron combo, and we just have a ton of tutor targets. That's Mighty Green. Let's play a league. We're going to keep this hand. We kind of hope to draw land naturally, but if we don't, we have the Oath to find. If we draw naturally, though, that would be dope. Temple Garden. That's always good news. It means our elf's probably surviving. They could have Portable Hole or something, though. But this usually means a Coco deck. All right, we'll lead with the elf. We're looking for lands. Next turn, if we draw land, we can go double Wolfwillow Haven. Haven of Frosty Dragon. All right, so it's Angels. We got a combo kill quick. We didn't draw the land. We got to find it naturally. We didn't find it naturally. We're in trouble. We didn't find off the Oath. We're in trouble. Now, we can still go Nicol Bolas at some point, minus kill something. We can still ramp with Wolfwillow Havens next turn. Like, we can just cast 2 Wolfwillow Havens next turn. That kind of unlocks most of our stuff over on the turn after. So as long as they don't go crazy with a Coco next turn and make like 100 power and gain 100 life, we're in business. Land. All right. It's a pretty good one, chat. Not gonna lie. So this is 4, so we can go 2 Wolfwillows. Just do that. We'll just try to do everything next turn. We can Storm first and then maybe untap and do some Nykthos stuff. If our Lair of the Hydra gets blown up somehow, I'll be very sad. Not a whole lot of things that do that, though, in their deck. All right, they hit just Resplendent Angel. That's going to be probably game over in our favor. We'll take some damage. If they gain, they don't. I don't think they gain enough life. Yeah, they didn't gain enough life to do the thing. All right, so this troll is free. So we'll start by playing the troll. We'll storm. We hit a Cure to untap for sure, and then we can either get Karn or Nykthos. The extra Nykthos lets us kind of do crazy stuff, but we don't actually have much payoff other than the Oath of Nissa. So we'll just get Karn Cure. It's a pretty standard 1-2. So we have 11, so we can Storm again, or we can just City Side Leveler. I guess we could also go Bolus plus... Yeah, let's go Sky Sovereign plus Bolus. That actually sounds way better. Maybe we can go Bolus untap. Do we ever go get Chainveil? Chainveil's maybe game, right? Chainveil cast, activate, lets us untap and activate again. Let's do it. I don't know if... It seems like it's going to win the game. Let's just see if it'll win the game. All right, so now we get 2 activations of Nicol Bolas. So the first one... Okay, easy. So we missed our second land drop. And 1 on turn 4? Is that right? Is that our turn 4? That was kind of crazy. All right, well, we never have anything to sideboard, so we'll just chill for a sec. Very interested to see if New School can take off in the new year. We're waiting to hear back after the holidays from sponsors. I tried to get in touch with them before holiday break, but we did not finish negotiations before then, so we'll just have to see. Having a store or something put up the tournaments would be really something. All right, I'm gonna lead with an elf. Bishop of Wings. All right, so we'll go Cure Elf. Next turn we go Wolfolo, Untap Cavalier. So we just had 2 pretty stellar draws. Obviously, we're playing against a good matchup. It's a deck that doesn't interact very much. We're generally favored against decks that don't interact unless they have some sort of hateful creature. Their collective company could have gone badly for us, but I think based on just what I had in hand or whatever, I think we're fine. All right, they went face. All right, so Haven here. 2, 4, 5. Gonna be looking for Nykthos. We're gonna get to draw a card on an Oath. Didn't hit a land. Did we put any cool stuff in the graveyard? No. We'll go for an Oath. I guess I'll take an Elf. Not stoked about Elf versus land in that spot. Let's see. Next turn, we need to hit Nykthos, and we need to mill over Storming the Festival. That's the plan. All right, they have Coco. Let's see if they go crazy. This is pretty crazy. If they hit a second one of these, they can make their stuff too big. They missed. Okay, I guess the game's over. This is my experience with Angels, chat. Whenever I play Angels, that is my experience with Angels. Found a Karn and a Nykthos. The game should be over now. Easy. Why does anybody play anything except this deck? Oh, we're playing against Ginger. Maybe we can shit on his dreams. He's playing Rakdos. We have the Might Zone, Weak Zone. Our hand's pretty good. We have Wolfwood Haven too. Everything looks great. Speak of the devil himself and he shall appear. All right, so They take the Mites on weak zone. To me, that means that they have a Shield Red in hand, and they expect that to be a major focal point in the game, which I agree. The card's a great draw because it can find another answer to it. The Beseiji we can maybe use to channel to kill a Fable, but I don't love doing that because it gives them the mana. Next turn we can play Kiora, but we can't do much with the mana. We can also just play Karn. Next turn we'll play Cavalier. Alright, well, we'll play Cavalier no matter what. The Dreadbore on that's pretty great, actually. Because it was potentially in danger. Ooh, and 2 mana. Roxa. We'll discard the extra Beseiju, I guess. Hope we draw land naturally. I don't really want to discard the Karn there. We can also Karn go get the land if we need to. I'm going to Oath of Nissa instead. I don't want to leave the Karn vulnerable. Alright, so the Might Zone Weak Zone is gone. If this is just Den of the Bugbear, I'm pretty happy. Alright, so we're going to take 8 down to 5. I guess I'm not that happy. How am I at such a low life total already? This deck attacks for so much, so quickly. So we're just going to Cavalier and be dead, I think, to what's in play, which sucks. We didn't have an elf. Old Growth Troll generally very strong in the matchup. But I think it's just a little too late here. Oh, we're just dead on board to the bug. Alright, no changes. So this hand is pretty freaking good. There's a lot of avenues that we can play through. Removal, we can play through discard. Yep. Imagine ever taking a mulligan. Alright, so next turn we can play Kiora, or we can play Troll if we draw an untapped land. I'll play Kiora almost 100% against any play here. Let's hope they don't have the Dreadbore for it. If we had drawn a land, we could go Kiora into Troll, which would have been super sick. The only thing that's bad about mono green is that you have very little control over what happens in the game. Your sequences are basically drawn up via math. Like, how much mana can you use every turn? What can you play around? Whatever. Like, there's very little in the way of decision making that actually matters other than sequencing. Like, it's 100% to play the Cure there. Next turn, it's 100% to play the biggest thing with the most mana. If my Cure survives and I draw a land, it's Storm the Festival almost 100% of the time. If I don't draw a land, it's Cavalier 100% of the time. If they kill Kiora, things can change. Another Harvester. Okay. So we have the Troll we can play. That's going to put a little pressure on us. Let's see if we can draw the land for the Storm, though. Drew the land for the Storm. Do we play Old Growth Troll first? Killing the Old Growth Troll with no force in play is kind of a bummer. We'll just Storm it. Wow. Not the greatest. Do we just get 2 elves? We still don't have a force for the Old Growth Troll. This is crazy bad. I can Karn for a land, but then they'll just kill both of my things. Maybe it's just Elf Haven. I feel like Karn minusing is just not good enough because there's just so few things we can get. Our Kiora is like 100% to die. And next turn with the Wolf Willow Haven, though, we can go Kiora, untap, play Old Growth Troll, and hope to draw a swamp or a forest to put this on. That'll make killing it a lot worse. I feel like maybe we should have just waited on the storm. I feel like casting it when you can is good. Like if we just hit a cavalier and or a troll there, we're in so much better shape. Like the Karn is like one of the few bad hits in that spot, to be honest. And it's not even that bad. Like we can just tutor for something later. Like we could have just got it minus and gone and got like it's some sort of 5-drop. But the problem is then both harvesters are still in play and they both kill our planeswalkers. So it's just not the best thing for us, I think. Grixis you. Alright, well, that's bummer. We have to keep the troll, I think. This Rakdos deck is something else, man. If Ginger didn't have like a fucking monopoly on like content for it, I guess, or whatever, I would probably be playing it more often. It's just so hard to beat. Do we just go get lands? No, right? We could just play troll. We could Karn plus. Karn plus on the blood tokens doesn't seem that bad. We draw land naturally. This is multiple times that playing two Besaja has fucked me in 2 matches. I think I'm still just gonna go back down to 1. If we draw the land, we can kill the Shield Red. Take the 2. We didn't draw it. Alright, we'll go get Might Zone, Weak Zone, I guess. Maybe we go get... Let's see, we can't play a 5-drop this turn. What do we go get? I guess I could go get Automaton, untap Beseju, and then play Old Growth Troll, but then if my Beseju dies, I lose all my mana. This is a spot where my troll dying is just like lights out for me because I just don't have the force for it right now to like punish on the untap. Well, this can't be good. 4 mana for something is very scary. Sanction events, that'll do it. All right, so we lose our creature. Karn's gonna die. We'll take 4 down to 14, and then we'll take 2 more down to 12. Could also choose to ignore the Karn for a turn because it threatens lethal over two attacks. Oh, we drew the land. Thank Jesus. Now we have to beat Castle Lockthwain though, which is not easy. Ooh. Thank you, baby. Love you. All right, we'll -5 the Shield Red. Brooks are from the graveyard. Also tough to beat. That's the thing, man. I think this Rakdos deck is just a little too good. I think it's even pretty good against mono green now, thanks to Misery Shadow. Oh, look, it's an uncastable. GG. Yo, hobbyists, Merry Christmas to you too. Hope it was a good one. Mine was pretty good, man. Watery Grave. Easy click. Watery Grave means my elves are... Wow, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to drag it down. That is the take, I think, but it's just not... It wasn't 100%. I kind of wanted to take the elf, but... It's just so likely to die. What I really wanted was a lands. That's what I really wanted. Grixis stuff, huh? What's the stuff? See if this resolves. Hope their hand's just like all removal instead of sensors or counter spells or whatever. Okay. They didn't censor last turn. I didn't think they had it, but whatever. I could have gone like Oath Elf, but Cure into Oath Elf was way, way better. Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know. Let's see if they have another counter spell. Mirror Shell Crab. Okay. Can't stop that one. Wonder if we are about to get reanimated. I haven't played against Mirror Shell Crab yet. Is that card good? All right, Narset, what you got for me? Zerda? Oh, shit. I didn't even realize there's a Zerda deck. Each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. That's pretty cool. Shark Typhoon. Does that count? I guess it has to count. That's funny. Feel like we're about to get wheeled. Fun with a couple counter spells really putting us very far behind. Dungeon Master, thanks for 26 months. Says back to Pioneer again. What changed? Just kind of waffling right now. Just trying to figure things out. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. Over the last month, numbers were down a bit, so we're trying to get them back up. I mean, Pioneer obviously has a pretty strong draw for a lot of people. You know, it's like a thing that in the last year kind of blew up. People have been playing it at their LGS and stuff. You know, people need help for RCQs and things like that. I think it's important for me to stay on top of every format that I want to play. Well, shit. Here comes Nicol Bolas, the Dragon God. Think we're dead, chat. Just got stifled early. Opponent's really getting us good with Grixis stuff. Kolgon's command, bringing back the Mirror Shell Crab. Jeez Louise. How does one win? Yeah, I'm in a similar boat, hobbyist. I don't love playing the games. They're very polarized in nature. I think there are very few close games in Pioneer. The ones that are close only seem close because one side is so disadvantaged from the get-go. It's Karn that's the problem, honestly. And I don't know, like the deck loses enough that maybe it's not a problem, but then you see like my first round, my opponent had no chance, right? They're just playing like a green-white creature deck. They have literally no chance to win. 0%er in those games, right? No decision they make could change the outcome. When you play a match of Magic and no decision you make changes the outcome, that's to me means that something is wrong. You know, that means that the tools are not there to allow you to interact in the right ways in every color, or the deck's just doing something that's kind of egregious. And I think in this scenario, the mono green deck doing the ramp stuff is rather egregious. There obviously has checks and balances though. Counter spells are good against them. Killing the elves, hitting their hand with a bunch of discard. Raven Man. Imagine losing to the Raven Man, chat. I think I'm gonna. Elf was a great draw. Allowed me to use my extra mana from the Cure that turn. Yeah, they kind of did for a little while, hobbyists. They actually banned Winota like a month or two before they banned it in Pioneer, which is really funny to me. Like, we were just screaming for them to ban Winota. Raven man, take my by the hand. So Raven Man is in the deck because they're playing Zerda, and you need all your cards to have an activated ability. But it's a cool sideboard card. Our opponent's deck is awesome. Like, I don't know how to stress how cool their deck is. Like, they have Mirror Shell Crab. They're just playing a free companion of Zerda. And, like, I don't even know if Zerda does anything other than be a 3/3. We'll just maybe discard the Kiora. So they're going to attack and make a bird. The birds can't block, but Raven Man can. The Raven Man can. This is like the second time in very few games where I've had to do this. All right. I am already going to cut those second Beseiju though. Every time I find the Beseiju, I just don't really need to channel it, and it screwed me multiple times. Like, if we had a Beseiju in play there and we found another Beseiju, I would be crying right now, you know? Well, I don't know exactly what is. I mean, I guess I know most of the things that are around, but there's stuff that's missing on Arena that I don't know if it's there or not. Like, there's like 10 years worth of sets that are not on Arena. Maybe not 10 years. There's like 6 years or something, 6 or 7. But if you want to, like, just replace the Oath of Nissa with mana, one way or another, lands and ramp. I don't know what the best for that would be, and I don't think Cultivate would be that bad. I think maybe like Elfin to Cultivate would just solve a lot of the problems. Like, that actually sounds so good in my brain that I want to try it. Maybe you can play Nissa's Pilgrimage instead, but I don't think Nissa's Pilgrimage is online. Like, Elfin and Nissa's Pilgrimage just solves like a lot of problems. All right, push on the thing, but we have thing active. Wait, who discarded? Oh, Cycle Sensor. This counts either player? That's crazy. All right, what we got for 4 mana? Anything cool? We can go get I guess Bank Buster and draw a card. That actually sounds pretty good. To get Spell Pierce, we can pay. Okay. The Cure is likely going to die here. They can kill Elf and then send at it and kill it, but it would cost them some resources. We'll see what they do. Only 2 cards left in hand for him. Which actual Niss is a 5-drop? Nizu Shakes. Nizu Shakes is fucking crazy. People stopped playing it for a couple of reasons, but like, mostly it was just worse in the mirrors than something else. Okay. Bankman, what? Get back what? Deal 2 damage to any target? Ah, so they hit the thing and then they obliterating bolted it. So now we're in a lot of trouble. We can trade for the Raven Man. Kiora is going to die. They're going to make another bird. They have no cards in hand, though. Why Bank Buster? It was something I could do that turn and start drawing cards. Our opponent has been interacting with us very heavily for like 1 and 2 mana. But, I mean, you can make an argument to get basically anything there since we have a bunch of mana for this turn. I didn't expect them to kill and exile my freaking Cavalier, though. Like, I was expecting to have another untap with the Karn. All right, so we can do nothing. Now they can buy Zerta. If they play a land, they can cast it as well. It's in my sideboard because I think the card is good. When you have 4 mana, there's very few things you can do that are better in a grindy situation such as this. It was literally almost insane, right? And it costs so little mana to do. But like, you can make an argument. Like, look, there's 15 sideboard cards, right? They're all artifacts that you tutor for in like any weird situation. If you want to cut one for any other one, that's fine. I don't care. Like, like it's there's no real rhyme or reason to why you would play one over the other than here's a situation that can come up, and you just choose the ones you think that are going to come up more often, and that's what we did. And it's just what we do usually. Cavalier's a great draw that can potentially get us up to where we can storm from the graveyard. I mean, that's the cool thing about this deck, though. Like this, it's infinitely customizable as far as the artifacts on the sideboard are concerned. I think we're pretty set on like 10 of them, and then 5 of them are kind of up in the air. No, I appreciate that. I just it's more so like I don't know the real answer, right? There's not like a true blue answer. It's literally just these are situations where it can come up, and that was one, right? We already got it. That's already a strike in favor. But like, I doubt I'll ever get the Stone Brain unless I play against combo. I doubt I'll get Godfair statue ever. I doubt I'll get Woodcaller Automaton, but all of them are potentially good in some spots. That's the trick. We basically can never hold a card anymore though because of the Raven Man. Fatal Push is fine. No attacks here are gonna matter too much. Can't block. Didn't know that was an ability. All right, this is dead. Raven Man's gonna get in for 2. We'll start applying pressure. Hopefully we can draw Old Growth Troll or another Cavalier. Another Karn would be okay too. All right, Troll's good. We still can't do anything off the Nykthos. We can only make 7 total. So we'll get a little aggressive since we can't block. They don't have that much in way of resources. And they don't have that much way in the way of life total either. These can't block, so these are going to be defensive here in a minute. These are very bad at playing defensively. All right, so this is now what, 6, 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's do it. See if they drew a sensor or something as their draw step. Hey, Jaeger. Bro, get out of here. Bro. Alright, so Oath of Nissa unlocks Nicol Bolas, which is nice. I think Mightstone. Hey, come on now. Get down. Get down. I'm busy. Mightstone is the pick. And then the other pick is likely Karn, just to make multiple threats here. Hey. Alright, so let's do target creature gets -5. I'm gonna kill the Zerta. Yeah, Zoe, I'm kind of in the same boat. Most people play 21, and then we just only have the 2 flex slots. The Nicol Bolas has been rather weak for me in general, but I know why people are playing it. It makes sense why people are playing it, but it just never comes up for me. Like, I haven't gotten Stone Brained yet, Like, obviously, if you play the mirror, you're going to get Stone Brained. If you play a big tournament, there's a lot of mono green. But if there's no mirrors, the Nicol Bolases are rather lackluster, if I'm being honest. All right, any land off the top lets me go Cure Old Growth Troll. Let's hope. No Mirror Shell Crab. All right, well, let's go for a Kiora and see if it gets countered again. If it gets countered again, man, I'm just... Woo! Feels good, man. You agree about Bolas? It's good when the mirror is everywhere. It was probably good for the RC weekends, but I just keep drawing it in spots where I just, like, don't have Oath, and I just never find it. When you play 2, you prioritize Oath a bit more. You get payoff for Oath. You get paid off for Oath a bit more. All right, so let's see what they get off of the Narset. Been adding Fatal Push to the green version. I don't love the idea of playing removal in Land Werewolves decks. I think that they are antithetical. Like, if you're an elf deck, you should be the one who's putting pressure on your opponent always. If you're citing in removal spells, then you are losing the battle. Kolaghan's command is pretty scary. That's going to be able to take out the elf next turn. But we have basically one unfettered turn. We don't get to draw cards with the Cure, though, but we can get some stuff on the table. 2, 4, 5, 6. So maybe we go for... It's only 4. So we can Oath first, maybe find Nykthos. Bro. I'm going to play two big guys instead of one little guy. We don't get to draw the cards, but that's okay. We just allow ourselves the ability to have pressure and get Narset off the table. And if our elf dies, it's not that bad. They go kill elf, discard. We'll just keep the Karn probably. If we get wheeled, it's not that bad. They're spending their whole turn to wheel, and then we can put a lot of pressure on them. I'm playing Voracious Hydra for removal. Yeah, I love having a couple of Voracious Hydras in the sideboard. I pretty regularly have them in the main deck, like a 1 or 2 of. And I think if you're playing Storm the Festival, it makes them a bit worse, but they're still powerful. They're still good. They were always the mirror breaker whenever I was playing back in the day. It's like turn 1 elf, turn 2 Voracious Hydra, fight your thing was always really tough to come back from. You cannot beat those decks. That is kind of the downside of playing mono green. You are bottlenecked in your strategy and you have very little flexibility. But I think trying to play Fatal Push is the wrong way to do it. I think just loading up on Voracious Hydra is your best bet against those. Mono blue is basically unwinnable. I think mono red and mono white are like tough, but you can still beat them. Like early being on the draw, elf into old growth trolls, like really hard for some of them to beat for sure. I think I'm going to discard Karn, actually. I think the Cavalier has more potential value, and it doesn't die to negate. All right, so now we can attack and kill Narset, play Cavalier, draw. All right, we'll draw. There's nice. Missed on lands. Classic. Yeah, exactly, Luca. You can lose to anything in this format. Being on the draw is bad. That's kind of the nature of the format. Everything's very explosive, very powerful. But I actually think that that's the nature of Magic the Gathering. I think that in a smaller field, you can figure out ways to exploit being on the play better. And any format that has 8 land werewolves in it or more can just be built with an advantage as long as there's not free pitch spells. There are plenty of free pitch spells in the format though, in modern, so it's not as good. All right, we're gonna blow this up with a Haywire Might, I think. Literally just another reason Haywire Might is goated with the sauce. It's one of many thousands of reasons. Next turn, we're threatening lethal. We have Karn minus. Cure being dead is fine. Can you try to sway my opinion? On what? On playing Fatal Push? I mean, you can try. It's just not going to work. You're also not playing Pioneer. You're playing a bastardized version of Pioneer. It's a different animal. You don't have Oath of Nissa. You can do whatever you want because you don't have Oath of Nissa. But, like, that's not a problem I care to solve, right? I don't like playing half formats. Like, it's just not a thing that I have to do in any capacity. You know? I highly recommend that people do not play Explorer and instead choose to play Pioneer. You talking about Pioneer? I mean, I have played this format so much. And a turn 1 Land of Wolves into a turn 2 Fatal Push is not it. You want a 3-drop or you want 3 mana worth of stuff to be cast. If you are killing a creature, you are not accentuating your elves, you are detracting from your elves. So you want to surround your best cards with cards that make them pay off. If you're super desperate and need to play some number of Fatal Push in the sideboard and your Black Splash, that's fine. I don't think a Black Splash is necessary. I think it's very, very net negative on the mana base. Alright, there's a good chance they have a Fatal Push. Each opponent exiles a permanent. I'm going to exile this Oath of Nissa, I guess. Alright. Kiora should probably die here, but if they don't have Fatal Push, then they have to chump block this. If they attack the Kiora, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can tutor for a land, but then we can't play the thing. We can tutor for Pestilent Cauldron, get 2 things back. We can go get... Chainveil doesn't do enough. We can go get Stonebrain and see what's in their hands. And then we can figure out attacks from there. You can also just Mightstone the Shark. I would rather not play mono green if the format is super aggro heavy. I think that you're attacking the format from a very wrong direction. I would rather switch decks. Because you are playing mono green for the wrong reasons. You're playing mono green in spite of it being bad instead of because it's good. Could go get Woodcaller, I guess. That should probably seal Nicol Bolas's fate. And give us a lot of pressure. It's also 2 even pressure, so we're not vulnerable to Extinction Event. What's up, Reptart? See ya, Jaeger. Well, John by Jaeger. Alright, let's send everything in Bolas, I guess. This is technically a lethal attack, but it's not going to be lethal. So we can go here. I think we just ship a Bolas. I think it's very hard to lose to this battlefield if Bolas is dead. Tandy, what happened to New School? We're just mixing it up, man. I don't know, like... a lot of people just been asking me about New School today. It's like... If that's the... Do y'all want that to become the only format I play forever? I don't know. We had our tournament. There's nothing until the new year. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do, man. Alright, Bolas down. Spikefield on the... Yours fine. Holiday was good. It's still there. Like, we have the Discord set up. It's awesome. Like, you know, the games have been a little on the lower side since the tournament, just because there's no tournament to like look forward to right now. But the format's still there. I mean, yeah, I love mono green too, Silent Good, but you have to ask yourself, is it worth, like, what is it adding to the deck? The black for Vraska seems great, right? In theory, because you get the Time Walk from the sideboard. You can also just turn extra Oath of Nissas or something into cards. But what ends up happening more often than not is your plus doesn't sacrifice anything. And the minus is pretty weak. And because of those 2 things, you end up with just like a 4-mana Planeswalker that doesn't do much unless you also have another 4-mana Planeswalker. And if I'm going to do that, I'd rather just play Teferi so I can hard kill people with Chain Veil. Like it might be time to bring Teferi back, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, pushing elves is great, but if you're playing elves, you shouldn't be pushing elves. You should be playing elves. And if you're on the draw, you should accept your fate. Or just, interact in ways that are conducive to playing elves instead of antithetical. Like, I'm not a fucking brain genius, man. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about Magic and I know a lot about deck building. And my gut says that when you are playing a deck with Llanowar Elves or Birds of Paradise, you should not pair that with one mana interaction. You should pair that with slightly more expensive curve that goes over the top of whatever dog shit your opponent is doing. Is the gist. Yeah, just play more elves. You know how often my elves get pushed and I just play 2 more elves on the next turn? Like, probably a little too much, honestly. Alright, let's go another elf. We can't storm this turn, but we can go Might's Own Draw 2. And then next turn we can use it to activate Nykthos. Maybe combo kill. You're not that lucky? I'm sure that your opponent has killed an elf on 1 and you've played 2 elves on 2, or a Wolf Willow on 2, or 1 elf and an Oath on 2. Redundancy is better. Redundancy is better because it allows your strategy to fight through interaction. You don't want to fight their game. You cannot win games where both of you are interacting all the time. That's not how the deck works. You have to win games where your opponent fails to interact with you one specific time. I accidentally have 6. I tried to undo it. Didn't work. All right, let's see what they got for me. I would love to draw Beseiju now that we're under Leyline Binding. This is the only card really that makes me want to play the second Beseiju. I think boarding a second Beseiju is fine. I just find that I draw the second Beseiju too often. And it's like pretty bad to draw, honestly. Deputy O Detention. All right. Another Nelly's Presence. Okay. We are in a lot of trouble if they ever blink Yorion. We have to kill them, like, not this turn maybe, but like next turn, probably. All right, can we do stuff with Nykthos? We can play Oath, we can play Kiora. Let's start with an Oath. Let's see if we can find anything cool, because we can still play... All right, Cavalier's good. Mist on lands. We could go Nykthos activate for 5, play Kiora, untap Nykthos down to 2, and then up to 6 and Storm. But if I wait 1 turn, I get to basically just do everything. So I'm trying to like basically build up a small amount of devotion before I kind of pop off. Just tough. Elder Gargaroth. We can do something about that one. We can really ignore that one, chap. All right, let's go Kiora. Let's go activate. Untap Nykthos. We can Storm, and then with Trigger on, we can do stuff. So Karn Elf. 7. $12. We'll go get Chainville. Activate. Go get Leveler. I guess I can go get Automaton and untap again, but I can't do anything else after that, right? Let's see, I guess, let's see, 4 puts me down to 5, this untaps down to 3, and then I guess I can storm the festival again from the graveyard with Automaton? Maybe that's worth. Because then if I hit Planeswalkers, I just kill them. Alright, prototype's looking pretty cool here. I found the Karn. An Oath? Not the best. See what we find. Kiora. Okay, so can't quite go off this turn. Or can I? Let's see. Can we should maybe go get Haywire Might and play and activate. We can do this twice, right? So maybe we go get Haywire Might, and we can Stone Brain them actually. No, we can't. We're short. Alright, let's just go get Cityscape Leveler. And then with this one, we'll go get Haywire Might and play it and activate it on Leyline Binding. So they can't go get the 7-drop. It's possible that I should have done this earlier. Alright, that's a pretty good turn. We should be able to kill next turn. I might have had to kill this turn. Maybe I missed it. I don't think so, though. I think that the Chain Veil was what it was. We needed to hit a little bit better off of Storm. If we hit a Cure off of Storm, I think we win easily. Because we just get 2 activations, so we can untap Nykthos and then untap Chain Veil, and then we can kind of just go crazy. How many stones do you run main? There's two My Stone, Meek Stone. Karuga. Okay, so they have main deck Karuga. That's kind of cool. They're not even playing it in their as their companion. They just have one in their deck. I guess it's kind of cool to tutor 4. You know? Sack fires, go get Karuga, draw a couple cards. They're binding. Let's see what they get. Maybe the Chain Veil. Maybe Kiora. Alright, so they know we have Leveler in hand, though, so it's kind of loose. Alright, so let's go. We know we can do this. Blow up the Chain Veil. Or blow up the binding on the Chain Veil. Alright, no sideboard. Alright. We're keeping a hand that doesn't have 1 mana elf, but considering they probably have a bunch of 1 and 2 mana ways to kill the elf, it's not that big a deal. We do have the Haven. The games are going to go a little long. They're not really ramping too much. Sometimes I play Wolf Willow, but it doesn't work well with Fire's Invention, so they usually just curve with like Nihilia's Presence and stuff. Alright, well, if they don't play anything, next turn we'll just go Karn minus and look for whatever the most explosive turn 5 play is going to be. Alright, Rydane's going to make things cost a little more. We'll probably get cured down this turn. Rydane. Alright, so Cure's going to take 2. Next turn we can play Karn. They don't have a 4th land. That's great news for me. I'm just gonna go get Cityscape Leveler. I think that one's like pretty messed up. Just like kind of hard for them to beat. Most of the ways they have to kill it, exile it, and then a Haywire Might later can just eat it. All right, Knight of Autumn, the Wolfalo is gonna stifle my pressure a bit. We can minus on a land, or I guess this is probably gonna die. So maybe we just play another one. All right, we need to draw some blocker here. Some blocker of some kind would be great. All right, well, that's step one in finding a blocker. It's good. Hey, Troll, my man. Karn's gonna die, but Troll gives new life to the Nykthos next turn. They're gonna need a big turn here. Land into land into fires plus enchantment would have been good, but now they're in trouble. Let's see if they have some way to knock off the Troll. They do. All right, so they can either kill the Cure or kill the Karn and hit Cure for 2. My guess is they'll kill Karn, hit Cure for 2. What foolish fools, though. I'm gonna go get a Haywire Might. That way, next turn we can unlock the Troll with the chain, or we can blow up whatever they play if they play the, I don't know. We're probably going to lose this game because they hit their 4th land drop, but we'll see. The Raidan really slowed me down with the Karns. I didn't have an explosive start to begin with. Their deck does a great job of just like hitting you with different lock pieces and interactive stuff from different angles. It's very hard to play around everything. Records at the bottom right, Ona. We're currently 2-1 and we're up a game. Deck's feeling pretty good so far. Our loss was to Misplaced Ginger playing Rakdos. We already have the Leveler. So any land off the top will let us play Leveler, except for a Lair. So we can blow stuff up. We have the Might to blow stuff up. They kind of have to kill the Might. But if they go for the 4-mana enchantment, the Tutors, they can find something that deals with Haywire Might pretty easily by sacking the Nihilist Presence. They very likely still have Deputy Detention in their deck. So now it's just, do they have the card? All right. Opponents in the tank. Mr. Gomez, I need you to figure it out one way or another. Maybe their hand is all trash. I doubt it, though. Usually when people take the song, they just end up coming out with a line that just blows you away. Fires of Invention. Enigmatic. Sack Fires for a 5-drop, or sack Nelly's Presence for a 3-drop. One Planeswalker dead. The other hurt. Do I trade? So what happens if I trade? I think I just let it happen. Karn go to 1. Now, they have plenty of things to sack to whoop on me a little. Any 5-drop's going to be terrifying. They might even have a Yorion in their deck and just be able to go like... Oh, I guess Yorion's not that big a deal. They could blink Knight of Autumn, though, and then that would allow them to... I guess they wouldn't get the blink effect until next turn, so we'd actually have a full turn of doing stuff, which is nice. We'll see what they do. All right. How's your Christmas chat? If you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, how's your week been? My last week's been pretty busy, but the last few days were really nice. Enigmatic sacks Nelly's presence. It's gonna go get a 3-mana thing that probably kills Haywire Might. Yeah, Knight of Autumn, blow it up. At least my Wolfwell Haven's still intact, so if I draw land, I can still Cityscape Leveler the Enigmatic. I don't know that that's gonna be good enough though. Real talk. They did not. Okay. Maybe I should have played Storm. I was kind of thrown off. I thought they would blow up my Haywire Might. I probably should have blown up their Enigmatic. They're just like so light on stuff now, but like they have Yorion Blink chains. They have all sorts of fucked up stuff they can do. Killing this, I don't think would have solved this problem, but I guess they still needed a land. Well, they found the land. So now they can buy Yorion, blink, blink, blow up this, copy the Yorion. Binding, sure, sure. We're just like 1 mana away from hard casting Cityscape Leveler 2. I probably should have played Storm last turn. I feel like I'm just like very far behind. And though I'm just like continually taking my pips is a little off putting. Well, damn, boy. Sorry to hear all that. Couldn't play Storm because the Angel. Ah, good point. Sometimes you get lost in the sauce. You forget about the little things. Dungeon Master, are your keys missing? What's happening? Do you just talk in lead speak now? Is that the thing? Sorry to hear that, damn. Hopefully things are going better. It's a nice celebration. That's always good. Like the problems of families tend to dissolve away during those instances, right? You just get to spend time with people you care about. All right. Well, they have 8 cards in hand, but they played 2 spells, so they can no longer do fire stuff. They could have like fires. They could have gone like buy Yorion, play Karuga, play Yorion, blink. After the fires is gone, they could play binding. I guess they had to pay 2 for the binding. No, they shouldn't have had to pay 2 for binding. My opponent's playing so slow. This sucks. You don't check your messages before sending them? I mean, but your 3s and E's are always the same. And they work. Right? I guess the E and the 3 is pretty close on the keyboard. But it does just work, right? It's just fine. The right hand having flying is also just let it just chew up all my planeswalkers. Imagine playing so slowly that your opponent has fallen asleep at the table. You know? You literally can't play more spells! Bye, Yorion. Okay. So what? I mean, they can still sack with Enigmatic too. Like, if they want to sack fires, they can still EOT, play like another binding or something. It's just so fucking gross. Just kill me faster, man. I don't care how I lose. Just do it faster. Agent of Treachery. Alright, alright. Gonna steal my Nykthos, probably? They might steal my Cavalier back, though. Missed on land, very cool. We hit a land, we were casting Cityscape for sure. Now, even if we are able to do something, it doesn't matter, right? I think that's one of the really huge off-putting things about Agent of Treachery is how easy it was to cheat into play, and how just absolutely in the dumpster you were once it resolved. All right, we'll just pop Enigmatic, I guess. Give them a Power Stone. Now they can blink everything though. But at this point, I'm maybe going to win on time. Probably not. They play really fast when it matters, but they tank like 5 minutes when it's a tough play. It's not even that tough. It's like all roads lead to Rome, brother. All right. Buy Yorion. Cast Yorion. All right, you win. I just quit. I don't want to win like this. I don't want to win on time. I'd rather save my time. Submit. Submit as quickly as possible. Play first. All right, let's have a good draw. I'm going to mulligan pretty aggressively. Probably. No promises. All right, this hand's keepable. We need to draw an oath to turn on Nicol Bolas. Otherwise, if they don't have turn one remove for elf, we can get on the table pretty fast with a troll. Obviously, if they could have chain or portable hole or anything. I think what Haywire Might just makes me want to do is play more Haywire Mites. All right, do you hit the elf or the troll? Or neither? Holy shnikes. I'm going to go get Haywire Might as the first one. Sayatoras. Okay, what you got? 2-minute thing that doesn't matter? Edict me? Alright, so what can I do with the mana? I have 5 mana next turn. I can just draw 2 cards. Could just Stonebrain them. It's probably best. It's gonna take all their things. Enigmatic Incarnation. Wow, what a draw. Well, now I can do something else. Now I can do fucked up stuff. Alright, so 2 into this. It's 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we could just statue them. It's like pretty hard for them to beat statue, I think. It's like the rare statue turn. Statue used to be like the go-getter, right? You'd go get that in a lot of spots. It's much worse now. So their 1 mana thing now costs 3. Everything else costs extra. They can buy Yorion maybe up to 7. Knocking off the elf here is not a big deal. Statue's mean, yeah. We'll probably plus on it to get in 6 damage. Or they just concede the match. That's fine. Alright, we're going for the 4-1. Our only loss so far was a misplaced Ginger. I predict a win. That's what I predict. We have lost, I think, every die roll. I think we're 0-5 die rolls. We're going to keep. Maybe not. Maybe I won one. Survivorship bias or whatever. On victory. Let's go. My opponent's like turn 1, Soulscar Mage, Dedge. Second Might Zone, Weak Zone, that's not it. Overgrown Farmland's got to be one that you're very high on, though, right? Not enough doubters. We might have to cancel. If you win, you don't win enough, you know? All right, let's Oath looking for lands. Didn't find lands. We'll take Karn. Well, this is basically how our game 1 started, right? We missed on land on Oath, and we're playing against this deck. Righteous Valkyries, fine. I will play Kiora. We'll say go. This is our turn 3. We could have had a much cooler turn 3 if we'd hit a land last turn. Kalos for 1, so they're just looking for ways to turn this on. I like it. I like the aggression. That just means they have a lot of these, though, I think. They probably have 2 more in hand. Alright, so they gain some life with the Angel. This doesn't have lifelink, though, so they're not going to be quite there to buff everything. And now we can Cavalier as a big blocker, or we can just blow stuff up with My Zone, Weak Zone. I just like blowing stuff up with My Zone, Weak Zone. I think I'm going to blow up the Valkyrie. Valkyrie's like actual terrifying. Splendid Angel makes some angels, but things don't get that big. Maybe you could make an argument that I should go for the Cavalier, but I think I'm going to go for Cavalier next turn so I can try to Nykthos since I have this. But maybe I should have anyway. Coco, miss. Miss, miss. Maybe Tom. Maybe buddy. All right, well, not a lot of life being gained. This is all good news for me. All right, let's do some cool stuff maybe. Everything has flying, so we'll tap the elves first. Let's start with this. Looking for Nykthos. Nykthos lets us do crazy stuff. Otherwise, we can still just play another Might Zone off of the Kiora and the Might Zone, and we can just kill something. But we'll draw a card. We haven't played a land yet. We can still play Besage if we want to. On Lair. 2 storms in the graveyard. So this is... untap this. We'll kill the bigger Resplendent Angel. We'll keep this one. Target creature gets -5. Now we have the Cavalier to block. 3 cards in hand. Kiora's probably dead or very close to dying. Comes another big construction. This is for 3. Chaos Reconstruction is a huge addition to this archetype. It's been so good every time I've seen it. It's good on 2, it's good on 3. It's insane on anything of X equals 2 or greater. It's absurd. It makes me feel like you should just be playing a lot more Llanowar Elves in the deck, but Llanowar Elves and Coco never really went that well together. You know, like you would Coco into just more elves. You want more like 2 and 3 drops that have insane abilities on their own or with other 2 and 3s. And that's why it's so good in the Angels deck, because the Angels deck really needs like 3 creatures to go crazy. Alright, so they're going to gain some life. That's going to give them a Bishop of Wings trigger to make a 1/1. It's going to make them get an Angel next turn, but we do get to untap with a Kiora. The Resplendent can't really attack. And now we need to do some crazy shit. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We still just can't do much. It's so big. Giada is just like one of those cards that never does anything when I play with it. Didn't find the Nykthos. What can we get? What can we get with the Karn? Anything cool? Let's see. So we can go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can't play the Chainville this turn. Or the Cityscape. I will go get it though. We might be able to use it next turn. They have 2 very large creatures that fly. We have 1 blocker. The trick is we didn't combo kill them and it's turn 7, right? We're dead now because of that. We needed Nykthos. We needed it last week. What'd I say? How many KOs reconstruction? Guess it was just the 1 more. All right, so if everything comes in, that's 7, 14, 18, 21, 24. So we block 1, we take 17, 18. All right, if everything goes face, we're at 2, and we have to chump with Cavalier. We can maybe storm into a win if we get lucky. Let's see what everything's attacking. All right, let's see what everyone's going to. Kiora, that's face, face, that. Okay, so this is the only thing going at Karn. Let me just double check. No, these 2 are going at Karn. All right, so we're going to take 14. Kiora and Karn are both dead. They're not gaining any life here. Jada has Vigilance. I don't know if that matters. We're taking 14 down to 6. 1 Cityscape Leveler is not going to do it. So maybe I should... Maybe chump blocking for the Storm is best. Get Storm back on top. We lose both Planeswalkers. I doubt we can combo kill without the Cavalier being in play. So let's just eat this. I think we just need to naturally draw Nykthos, and then we have a shot. But even with a naturally drawn Nykthos, I don't even know if it's enough. Okay, we didn't draw. It doesn't matter. We just don't have enough mana, right? To do anything that matters. I guess we can kill 1 7-mana flyer, block the other one. But they just have too much stuff. These don't reach. Maybe if I could give it haste somehow. Alright. We would like to play first. I would probably like to mulligan the sands. If we draw into land off Oath, we can turn to Woofle, and I'm going to keep. 1 land is, like, good enough. And Oath is, like, pretty sweet. This also... I don't know. If we miss, I'm going to be big sad, though. Alright, we found the lair. Love to see it. I think a 3rd lair as a 20-second land is probably where you want to be. We really need to draw 1 more land, though, so we can go Kiora into Troll next turn. Alright, we'll Kiora into the Wolfwilla Haven so we can get both down. And the next turn we can start casting more stuff. Drawing cards and such. Wolf Haven such an innocuous card that's ultimately very strong. Giada, no land would be great. Tilt. Tilt! Alright, well, we get to do some stuff. Giada's gonna allow him to do some stuff too. Bishop of Wings is very scary with like a Kayla's Reconstruction next turn or a Coco. Alright, so 3. 6. We can still play Troll even if we don't hit the land. If we hit land, we can go nick those bananas. Nick those. Haven't played a land yet. Missed on land. So we'll play nick those. We can go Cure again. Let's just go Troll Karn. You wish EE was legal in Pioneer. I mean, sure. There's a lot of cards that would be cool in Pioneer, I think. So we can go get Sky Sovereign's kind of cool. Just has that constant go fuck yourself nature to it. And it's relatively cheap. And we're likely going to be able to protect our stuff or not really care about what they play. So we'll just get Sky Sovereign. I mean, this is turn 4. This is a crazy amount of stuff to have in play on turn 4. So much mana, so many cards in hand. 2 planeswalkers, 2 large creatures. Coco here is okay as long as it's not too bad. Bishop plus the 2/4, everything gets huge. But then we can just go get the thing that blows it up. Okay, that's fine. So they're going to make a token. So now we can go get Leveler, or we can probably combo kill them. I have to imagine we'll be able to combo kill this turn since we can go get Chainveil and then just do double Cure Chainveil stuff. We're going to try that. We're going to try Chainveil. All right, let's play Elf. Elf is free. We'll go 11, Chainveil. We'll activate. This Cure will untap here on the first activation. Then we'll go here. Then we'll activate again. Then we'll plus. We'll plus. And then this can activate this again. Then this can activate here. And then this one does a ton of shit. This one makes 1,000 mana. All right, well, minus, we'll go get Pestilent Cauldron. And tap here. Don't really think it matters. Just assume we're comboing, chat. That's all you need to know, is that we're comboing. Alright, we'll just get back 2 Kyoras. And then those with the Chainveil and the Karn will just let us go infinite, basically. Alright, so we don't actually have the black mana, I don't think, to use the Pestilent Cauldron. But we do have... we can't just gain infinity life and then play our whole board or whatever. Alright, let's just go ahead and do some of this stuff. We can basically play our whole sideboard out. We can stone brain them, but that takes a very long time. I would do that in real life. I would announce it, but I'm not going to do that here. All right, so let's go Karn. I guess we can just stone brain them a bunch. It's probably pretty fun, actually. So stone brain minus. Oh yeah, we can just bank buster too. That's fine. It just takes too long to do all this. So Soul Cityscape Leveler. Kill this thing. We don't have a Ratchet Bomb. That's kind of a tilt. Alright, I don't know the names of any other angels. So they have 3 lands in hand. Alright, so we could literally just stone brain them a million times. I don't think they're going to concede if they haven't conceded yet. So this is kind of miserable. This might be actually worse than just going for Pestilent Cauldron a bunch and then killing them with the Bank Buster. I'll probably just do that instead. All right. So now we can just get the Pestilent Cauldron, cast it, and then untap it. Suppose we could have done this way earlier. All right, that sucked. I wish that didn't take so long. I should have found The Stone Brain line is much slower than the Pestilent Cauldron combo. So once I had it, I should have just gone for that. Just with the Bank Buster, you just have the black mana. You can do it. It's just like way more convenient for Magic Online. In real life, you just say, I'm going to Stone Brain this many times, and I'm going to take every card in your deck. That's what you say. And then your opponent says, okay. And then it can hit basic lands, so the Stone Brain is just a way to deck them. It's crazy. Let's just say it's my fault for playing a deck that needs so many clicks to kill. Leave it at that. Don't sweat opponents for trying to win the game via chess clock, because that's part of Magic Online. It's fine. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I don't care. When I do it, it's funny. When they do it, it's scummy, right? But that's not how it's supposed to be. It should just be always doing it is always scummy, or never doing it is never scummy, right? Just all right. Maybe the best draw I've had all day. Let's see. So we can't play. Let's see. We can play Kiora, and then we can Nykthos, Cavalier. And then we can play Karn if we hit a land. We have missed on land with this guy so much today. All right, well, still a really great start. They didn't play a third land. The game should be over next turn, or very close to. I think I'm going to start digging for land before I draw a card with Kiora. All right, well, if that's not game over, I don't know what is. All right, well, now opponent's going to stay here for 16 minutes, I think. That's unfortunate. They haven't said anything. I have chat up. Either that or they're just saying GG's or whatever. Fine, too. So we have the ability to play another Nykthos. We can Cure minus again. Google clock. Yeah, but if they ever unclick, I don't know, man. I don't want to just sit here for 15 minutes. Okay. All right, let's play another Nykthos. Make some more mana. Untap this once. Activate. Untap this. Activate. We can go get Pestilent Cauldron. We can get back Nicol Bolas and I guess Cavalier. Let's go for actually. I think I need to Bolas because we have multiple untaps with this, right? So let's go untap the Nyctos. Animate. We'll untap the Chain Veil. And this should be easy game. So one untaps this. One untaps this. All right, and then so here we can go Chain Veil again. We still have the Nickel Bolus on tap. So we can go, each opponent draws, or sacrifices or discards rather. The weird part about this is that it's quasi-deterministic, but you can easily mess up. Like, we have the Pestilent Cauldron over here. We can just get back some stuff. You know, this turn 4, I'm just kind of pressing buttons. Nice, Seabiscuit. That's sick, dude. Explorer is a weird format. All right, so now we'll activate this. Actually, we can go here. Activate. And now this will untap here. This will activate. This will untap here. This will activate. Now Karn will go get Pestilent Cauldron. Karn will tick up. This Karn can activate a bunch of times. So can this Nickel Bolus. We will use it to untap here. Oh, we don't have the cure anymore. Okay, so let's go and bring back Cure Karn. Did not mean to tap this layer. All right, let's just go Cityscape. We'll just play it fast. I can easily combo kill this turn, but it's just way better to decimate everything that they got. I could even just like get this up to ultimate. That's actually a more fun way to win. I'm gonna win like that. I'm gonna minus this, and then I'm gonna get it back with Pestilent Cauldron, and I'm gonna tick it up 3 times and then win the game. I'm gonna kill this with Might Stone. This is our 3rd turn. It's our 4th turn. Yeah. Gotta kill Giada first. On the YouTube video, I think I'll have my editor frickin' fast forward this one, yeah? What's up, Baron? Not since I wrote the article, my man. But the next time I do, you'll definitely get an update. I'm a big fan of Emery Jeskai Ascendancy. I think that's a really neato combo. Very interested in seeing where it can go. Baron, are you the person asking about it in the Discord too? Just curious, so I can put 2 and 2 together on the names. Or not the Discord, the Patreon. That's insane. This is turn 4. And I essentially have infinite, but my opponent is making me like click at weird intervals or whatever, so. Ooh, just a fellow Jeskai Ascendancy enjoyer. I see. Oh my god. Should I just play Rakdos forever? Maybe. Rakdos games don't take this long. I feel like Misplaced Ginger has played like a whole league while I was in this game. While I was in this match. I don't understand what's happening. I feel like they are so mad that they left. Or they're just so mad they're going to make me stay here for 12 minutes. With Jeskai Ascendancy combo, you can do this every game. Isn't that fun? Alright, so let's go. Activate you. Activate you. We'll go activate you. Activate. Alright, so let's go -2. Oh, I'm very close to messing up. I gotta be careful. Alright, so let's play Kiora. We just have like a million untaps. Alright, so let's untap again. Let's play Cavalier. This will make it a little faster, I think. Alright, so let's go activate. We'll go Nicol Bolas. We'll go Mightstone. We will -5 the Giada. We'll get a token. Now let's tick this up. Tick up. Tick up. Tick up. Tick up. Tick up. And -8. Yes! Yes! Achievement unlocked! Dragon Ball God kill! Let's go! It certainly earns its stripes in spots like that, playing with power, for sure. Alright, GG's. That was intense. Let's choose prediction outcome. Let's go 4-1. Yeah. Y'all did not win very many points. There weren't that many people who bet against, so. Alright, chat. Give me just a minute. I'm going to go downstairs. I'll be back in just a few. This is the deck we played. 4-1. Pretty good record. Pretty good. A lot of cool stuff going on. Be right back.